I am excited to introduce Everimpact, who's helping cities and companies finance their CO2 reduction efforts.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mathieu Carlier. I'm the CEO and founder of Everimpact. It's a pleasure to be here at the Plug and Play event on the future of finance is green. And in brief, Everimpact is an IoT solution to measure, reduce, and monetize greenhouse gas emissions for companies and cities. A little bit about ourselves. Everimpact, while we are a startup company, we actually have some experience. We were some of us ex-UN CEOs in the United Nations system. And some of our founders have been scaling agencies to $1.2 billion in revenues, 7,000 staff. And during that time in leading those agencies, we were really having some insights into connecting financial institutions with sustainable and green projects. With Everimpact, what we are seeing is that there is a strong pressure to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and specifically carbon emissions by 40% by 2030. A lot of companies are seeing a lot of stringent regulations appearing. Cities are making a lot of commitments to reduce carbon emissions, and the pressure is very strong at the moment to do something about climate change. What we are seeing is that there is, however, a misalignment between green finance institutions and the companies themselves. There is a gap, and let me explain you why. On the one hand, what we are seeing is that banks, insurers, and asset managers actually have money to invest into green projects, but they lack the bankable projects. They struggle to find the good projects they can invest in and that are bankable and green. And there is a dry pipeline. It's difficult to find the good projects. On the other hand, what we see is that a lot of companies and cities are starting to understand their carbon footprint. How can they measure their carbon footprint? What do we have to account for? Where should we start? Is often the first question. The next question is, how can they reduce emissions? And this is also a quite difficult thing for them because there's a lot of green initiatives they can drive, and finding the right ones is not always easy. And then how can they finance their reductions? Because usually it requires some investment, some efforts to bring those innovations or those reductions to life. And finally, a few of them have a good knowledge, understanding of green and sustainable finance instruments. So they really struggle to understand the green finance environment. And this is what we are trying to solve. At Everimpact, we are trying to first measure greenhouse gas emissions to help cities and companies understand and get to their carbon footprint automatically, very fast, at a very low cost. So they can find some reductions, emission reductions. We help them with actionable insights, with ways to reduce their emissions. And then we help them access to finance their efforts through innovative and emerging climate instruments. And so all this is packaged into a software platform, an IoT platform, where they can get the automated carbon footprint, get insights into the reductions, get their data certified and trusted by the finance world, and access to revenue and debt instruments so they can finance their decarbonization efforts. Behind the software, there is a powerful technology and solution based on satellite data. We're capturing data from many different satellites. We are deploying some ground sensors. We are putting an AI and machine learning on top of the data, and some climate modeling, and bringing also some carbon monetization platform. We are trusted by large organizations. We've worked with 8 different cities in Europe. We are accelerated by Google. Climate Kick is our investor. And we're working with many different corporates. And we're trusted, for example, by a coalition of 10 shipping companies. Now, we'd like to get in touch with you and talk, discuss some potential new data and financial products, new business models for your existing clients, and reaching out to new clients perhaps together. We already do this with some corporates and hope you will reach out to discuss about this with me. Thank you.